What are you doing? Getting some footage of the Starburst, like you ask? I didn't mean Starburst like the candy. I meant Starburst from the bright lights that you see. Kind of like these ones. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. How'd you do that anyways? Are you curious? Yes, I am. Please tell me more. Good. Cause Misa curious. Oh, hi. My name is Sean Misa, and welcome to my channel, where I break down photography and videography into easier, bite-sized pieces. Just like this Starburst. Yeah, it's good. I don't even remember last time I had a Starburst. Oh, good stuff. Sorry, now I'm kind of chewing. I probably shouldn't have eaten it. Now you're gonna have to wait until I'm done chewing it. That way you don't hear me chewing while I'm talking. Don't worry, I'm almost done. I feel like I have about like 30% of it left. I do like this orange flavor. Don't you kind of hate it when like it gets stuck in the back? You really have to like use your tongue and just like scrape it off of there. That was good. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to get those crisp starbursts you see on the street lights in night photography. It's actually very easy to do, and this will probably be one of my shorter videos. Starbursts are created when light passes through the aperture blades on the lens. So in order to get the lines, you'll want a smaller aperture, meaning you'll want to go ahead and close down on your lens versus having it wide open. Since this will make the photo darker by allowing less light, you can compensate for that by increasing the shutter speed to a longer exposure. So that way your photo retains that crisp look without having all that noise from higher ISO. We want to go ahead and keep your ISO low. By the way, if you want to go ahead and brush up on your skills with the ISO, shutter speed, aperture, etc., check out my playlist over there. That way you can go ahead and get acquainted with all that stuff again. I don't know, check it out. You might learn something new if you haven't seen it yet. Since this will make the photo darker by allowing less light, you can compensate for that by increasing the shutter speed to a longer exposure. So that way your photo retains that crisp look by having a low ISO. I have several photos that I took of the same location with varying apertures so you can see the difference. This first one was taken with an f1.4, so you can see how round the lights are with little to no bursts. This next one is taken at f4. You can see here how the starbursts are starting to show up. This one, I bumped it up to f11, and this one looks really good. The bursts are nice and sharp, and it just looks beautiful. Let's try bumping it up to even higher at f16. And here they are side by side so that we can see the difference between the f1.4, the 4, 11, and at f16. On each of these photos, I've also listed the other settings I was at to compensate for my lack of light. Since the bursts depend on the aperture blades, the shape of your burst will also depend on the lens you have. Some lenses have more blades, some lenses have less blades. So you definitely should try to play around with different settings to find the right look for you. The nice thing about this is that this can also apply to sunburst. But instead of trying to make everything brighter to compensate for the lack of light, you'll actually want to go darker. So for those, I would go with a smaller aperture like f16, ISO at 100, and a shutter speed as quick as I can get while still having it exposed correctly. If those settings are still too bright, there is something you can do to make it even darker. ND filter. Don't know what that is? It's a neutral density filter, essentially like sunglasses for your camera. As a matter of fact, in the next video, I'll be talking about what an ND filter is, the benefits of having one, and the different types you can get. So be sure to like this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you can be updated when the next video comes out. If you found this video helpful and know someone who could learn a thing or two about cameras, share this video or my channel with them. I would be very grateful. In the meantime, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. I have something random you want to tell me? I guess you can drop that too. While you're dropping things, go out there and drop those aperture settings to see what starburst you like. Also, since we're talking about starburst, what's your favorite flavor? You can let me know that too. By the way, mine, I think it's the orange one. I like that one. If you do take some photos, be sure to use the hashtag MisaCurious, and I might feature your photo in a future video. What are you waiting for? Go out there and be curious.